I have a podcast, did you know that? And I actually have an interesting video from a app called Snipd that allows you to sync and export your note-taking in this podcast section to Notion and other software as well. Cool example database that I have here from the software shows a bunch of different snips that were taken from different podcasts. So you can see that it has the episode, show, the last snip date, the show notes link. So I could even click on this and it'll bring me right to the show notes link, as well as what the episode link was and the episode publish date. If you go into the link in the description and get Snipd, you can then continue with your Google account. Then if we continue here, I'm gonna go to the Daily Stoic podcast in here. And I'm a big fan of my guy, Ryan Holiday. So then I'm gonna press start snipping once I select my favorite podcasts. So if I go in here and I press play on This Is What It Means to Be a Stoic, I can find a different section.
Going out, carrying a stack of books. Where are you going forward in your life? We just wrapped up.
And I can create snip. And I can put a little note here that says Ryan Holiday is making a Stoicism course. Press the check mark here. And then I could add it to my collection. Create first collection. I can put Daily Stoic. Done. Check this off. So then once this or any snip has been created, what you can do is press on this and at any point play next. So you can basically start playing from the different spots that you've had snipped. So I can go here and it basically creates a queue for you. What you then can do in here is also see the transcript of the podcast episode, which is nice. So then if we go to the snip section and go to export, you can set up a Notion sync. So if I connect my Notion account, I can connect it to my Google Notion account. And then when you get to this page, you can view pages you select. So I'm gonna have to make a new page in here and call it Podcast Snipd Database. I'm doing that on my computer. And if I bring it back here and go Podcast Snipd Database, okay. So I'm gonna allow access to that page. Choose where to sync your snips. So I'm gonna do a /database. Inline, just name it Snipd database. Or apparently you can do a select page or you can select existing snip database. So if we go to select existing snip database, click on it. Since I named something in Notion Snipd database, bring it back to my page here in Notion, you'll see that this is what it means to be a Stoic. That snip I made has the episode publish date here. If I get rid of the tags item in the properties, it'll have all the different links that were auto set up. So go within this episode, it'll bring up all the different areas of snipped stuff that I did. So Stoicism on a course in how to actual life, what it is to be a Stoic, and it'll show the last edit date, the last snip date, the last sync date, when the episode was published, the link to the episode. Let's go to some snips here. So if I go into this one and press save, you'll see it syncs into my database. And then it shows the show notes and you're actually able to play the snip in here. So if I press play snip, it'll bring me to that 1:49 seconds of that podcast. This is really nice. So that anytime you want to take different bits and pieces of your podcast to remember, this is amazing, honestly. You can tweak the view for sure. So if I make it a full width view, like for example, create a gallery view to show the different episode notes that are in here. And you could tweak different things yourself, like adding a property for the note-taking process like status. You could have it be in progress, not started, in progress, and completed. And I'm sure you could also do something like filtering it to the show name is, and I think this is just going to be the Daily Stoic. If I write the Daily Stoic, should populate everything from here. So this could be the Daily Stoic notes. And then for this one, if I duplicate this view, let's try to add another little one. So let's do the Tim Ferriss Show. Change the filter to the Tim Ferriss Show. If I go back to my phone here, go to the Explore section, save this snippet. If I go back to the table here, we'll see that the Tim Ferriss Show snippet was added. And if I go here, if I find the show name, okay, this is the Tim Ferriss Show. I don't know how to spell Ferriss. If I change this filter, spelling Ferriss correctly, it'll populate in here. So this was a really interesting integration that I never would have thought could have existed for free and this easily. I would check out the Snipd podcast app for sure if you want to add nice snippets really quickly from your podcast listening experience to your Notion notes. Also check out this video to see how you can improve your Notion even more